Ah, you guys weren't hearing me. You guys hear me now? Check, 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 check. Jano, nobody was hearing me. All right, let's do this again. Welcome, guys. It's another Sunday. You don't know. Learn to Trade JA. And we're here up in the building. Shout out to everybody that's here so far. If anybody that is on the live right now, as usual, all I'm asking, every Sunday we'll come here and we'll do this for free. And the only thing I ask you guys is just give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up on the video. Just like the video, please. And thanks. I really appreciate it. And just share it with people who are traders. Share it within the communities, or your trading community. You don't know, I'm giving free value, spitting free game every Sunday right here on Learn to Trade. And we go live during the course of the week as well. We caught 2 banger trades last week and we lost one. But it's a part of the trading game. So if you guys can please just do me a favor and just drop a thumbs up on the video. It will be greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. All right. So, how everybody stay? How was the trading week? Let's see. Let's see who is in the building. Who is in the building? All right. So I have Eclectic Cypher Life in the building. Tina in the building. Big up Tina. Yo, yeah, we're real rich. We have background music and beer things. Yo, beer things are gonna go on, so you can look out for that. All right. Who that? No, not tearing you. Okay. Can't hear. All right, so we'll fix that. Big up Milton in the building. Milton Powell, big up yourself. Daniel Scott, big up yourself in the building. All right. Marlon, big up yourself, Marlon. You don't know. Oh, that. The boss himself, big up yourself. The GOAT himself. Yo, bro, you never join. Imagine me invited to join on the live. I never come out on the live. So I'm going to send you the link. Right? Looking at the group, I'm going to send you the link so you can jump on to the live. All right. Big up Shakur. So I'm gonna send you the link. Cause sometimes we want to hear people's voice. You know what I mean? It gets lonely sometimes, you know. All right. So the market, guys, was horrible last week. As you can see, wifey hooked me up with a mug. Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm gonna send this link to Shakur. And then yeah, guys, so the market been lame last week, to be honest with you. But I see some moves that could possibly play out. And we could possibly get some trades, some points this week, some cash, which could make some money this week, right? Because of how the market they move, I actually lost a couple of trades on my my funded account. So I'm actually down to $96,000 again, even though I was almost at my profit target of 8%. The thing is that I'm experimenting, I'm trying new things, trying to find a cheat code, so to speak, as to how you'll be able to pass a funded challenge quicker. But every time I try something new, the market just act up, and then I end up losing some trades. But I'm not worried about it. I really still believe that I can pass the challenge. So I'm not really worried about it, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Them I blame Trump, you know. Them I say Trump markets.
Yeah, Trump kind of affect the markets, them, bro. You know, Trump is affecting the markets, to be honest. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the market is the market, and it's going to move how it's supposed to move. So I'm not too worried about it. I think if I was trading my broker account, I'd make a whole heap of money. Because in my broker account, I don't use a stop loss, right? So because I using the funded challenge and it has so much rules, I have to use a stop loss because I don't want there to be any slippage and then I'm gonna blow the account. But even this move right here, I would have caught this move easily. And this alone would have made me pass this move alone would have made me pass my funded challenge. But because I'm trading with a funded challenge and I have to be using a stop loss, it's like it really messed me up. Because even last week, I took a trade for a buy right here. So easy trade, because let me tell you what I was seeing, right? Price broke above here and then it started to itch right there. So I'm figuring this is like a higher low to now create a new higher high. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to get in this trade. So I said, so now boom, mark off right there. So waiting to see how the candle will close out. Set so now boom, entered on this candle. Was it the 1 minute? I think it was a 1 minute I entered on. Yeah, so I entered on the 1 minute right here, targeting these highs. And then price, no, hold on, that wasn't the move. Oh, yeah, this is the move. Sorry guys, this is the move. So I entered on the trade when the trade started to move away from this point, because guess what? It's a double bottom. It tapped 2 times. I'm expecting price to move, right? So I got in the trade right here. And my stop loss was right here, right? I was aiming for a 1 to 3, which was somewhere up here. Yeah, that was the aim. And then I was just waiting for price to basically shoot up. So price ended up playing around and then boom, I got stopped out, right there. So, and then right after I got stopped out, price just start shoot up. Right? I mean, this is what I talk about. Now, if I wasn't using a stop loss, I would not get stopped out, and then this would have happened. Price would have got all the way up. Price would have shoot all the way up. So I would have been smiling off my face right now, like, and look at this, even this pullback. So if I never get stopped out right here, I'd have hit my take profit of 1 to 3 easily. More 1 to 3 was, yeah, was right here. My 1 to 3 was right here. So I'd have hit my take profit, but because I got stopped out, you know, and I was really aggressive because I took an earlier L on a different trade. But so there you go. So there you go. But let's see if we can match out what going on the market. Let's see if we can get some trades this week. See if we can pass a funded account this week. I have a strong feeling this is the week, guys. This is the week I'm going to take it off. I feel it. All right, let's see. All right, so let's start from the 1 month. Right? On the 1 month timeline, we see where price is at this level right here. Right, which is a resistance level that price broke out of, pushed up, and came back down, and has just been playing around right here. This is the high point where price went to, and this was a low point, but now I would say that this is now the low point because price tapped multiple times in this area. All right. So now price is on this level. My thing is, with 17 days left in the candle, are we going to continue to close down here, or are we going to start to push up? Right? Price on GJ has been ranging in this area a lot. So my assessment is that there's a great chance that we might be pulling back up a little bit more to either close back in this range or to grab some selling pressure to push down. So my thought is that there's going to be some buys in it for this week. So let's go to the weekly time frame and see. So the weekly time frame last week ended up with this doji candle, right? So I'm expecting the new week to create a wick and then start to flip up, which would bring us back into this zone right here, right? So this confirms my thought that there's going to be buys up into this area, possibly to retest this this EMA right here, right? This area right here before pushing back down, if it's gonna push down, or it might just close inside here, right? But with 17 days to go, there's indication that price might be pulling back. And then this is also a zone that price came down to and pushed back into here. As you can see, right? Price tapped right here and pushed back up. Price came to down here and pushed back up. It tapped on this line and now it's pushing back up. So I'm going to assume, just assume, not saying that's how it's exactly how it's going to play out, but I'm going to assume that there's a great chance that this new weekly candle can open up with a bottom wick and then start to push up into this area. Maybe what it's gonna do is gonna grab some liquidity up here. It could grab some liquidity up here and then tumble over to the downside, or it could just come back up inside here and then start to trend up, because in reality, we're still in an overall bullish market on GJ. So right now, it's kind of ranging in this area still. This whole entire area right here, it's ranging in here. So we haven't had a clear break of this area, or we haven't had a clear break to the upside. So we're still in this general area right here, right? We can put a mark right here as the area where price could also bounce from as well, if it does break down here. So we have that area, and we have this area right here, this line right here. All right, so those are the zones that we're looking at for price to actually tap into at some point. So price can either push back up into here, and if it does push back up into here, it's going to tap 198.928. If it breaks above 198.928, then it's going to tap 206.209. If it continues to push down, it's going to break 184.533 and head straight down to 179.143. So now we have to look at what's happening in the lower time frame to give us a more confirmational bias. But as you can see, right now, GJ is pretty much still ranging in this area right here. It's pushed down. It's just straight sideways movements. It's not giving it any clear indication of where it wants to go. It's just still sideways movements at this point, right? Only thing we can say is that based on how this is forming out at the highs, we can say that highs are still on a downtrend. So this would indicate to us that the overall picture is that GJ is on a downtrend, right? So that is what we're looking at. But it don't mean that just because it's on a downtrend, that don't mean it's gonna sell, right? It just means that price is currently on a downtrend. So the first area we want to look for price to tap into is 189.703 or 186.845. Those two areas are the two significant areas, I would say, for this week. All right. So let's go down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, as you can see, price is here ranging again. But price did something very interesting. What do you guys see that price did, right, that we can now look at in terms of why we think that it might continue to push up to at least tap 189.730? Anybody can answer. Let me see if you guys are pre in the market. Come on, chat. What do you think? Based on looking at how the previous daily candle closed, what indication could lead to us saying, okay, price is probably going to tap to the upside, going to head to the upside first? What do you guys think? Nobody no answer, nobody no have a clue. Nobody in the chat? Strong wick rejection. All right, so Daniel Scott said strong wick rejection. Yeah, I feel that. Anybody else? The great Ranzo. You can know student them, you know. The great Ranzo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Daniel, you're not wrong. All right? You're not wrong at all, Daniel. You're not wrong. But one of the key indicators is that price closed above this area. Now, typically, not saying it's going to happen all the time, but once price closes above here, there's a great chance it's going to tap here first before it makes another move, right? So, because if price had closed below here, then it would have broken structure, which means that would have been looking for a high to then come and tap this area before it makes another move. So Ranzo, good job, my boss. That's exactly what my thought is, right? So because it closed above here, I'm expecting it to at least push up to here. Now, another indication to me that price might push up is based on the previous candle. Can anybody tell me what the previous candle could indicate that price is heading up there? What happened with the previous candle that could indicate that price is heading back up that side? Just based off looking at the previous candle. Looking out for the answers. But no Tracor knowing about what test the chat. We'll see if the chat know. The previous daily candle, what is the indication that the previous daily candle is signaling to us that price might be tapping into 189.703? Haha! All right. Well done, Marlon. No top wick. No top wick. All right. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Let me see. Melford said no wick rejection to the upside. No top rejection and their bottom rejection. All right. Yeah, go on. But yeah, Marlon, no top wick. So the reality is that there's no top wick on the previous candle. Now, typically, because there's no top wick on the previous candle, price might be, as I said before, nothing is set in stone, guys. But these are just confluences that we're trying to build in our mind to say, what is our idea of what price is going to do? Now, there's no top wick up here, which means that a couple of things, right? There's a lot of sellers in the market right here, but then also price is also imbalanced. So there's a great chance that price could come up here and then start to tumble over. But there's a lack of imbalance in this area, so price could be targeting there because there's no top wick. But let us go down to the lower time frame even just to build up some more confluences to decide if we're going to take the trade to the upside or not. All right. So The 23 hours saying the same thing as a daily. And now this 4-hour candle, right, is indicating to us, or the past 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, four-hour candles have been pushing up, right? Now, what is interesting about this 4-hour candle is there's a particular interesting thing about this 4-hour candle that we could possibly get a scalp trade from, and I think I discussed this with you guys recently. But what do you notice about this 4-hour candle? And what would you do with this 4-hour candle? That's a possibility. What can we do with this 4-hour candle? Based on what we've seen, the candles like this, based on what we've seen before. What direction we're looking to go based on this 4-hour candle? Are we looking to go up or looking to go down? Yo, Milton be killing it, bro. Good job, my G. Good job. That is it, Milton. So, based on the 4-hour candle, we had this strong rejection here, but then the candle didn't close bearish, it still closed bullish. And that signals to me that even though there's a lot of selling pressure up here, there is still more buying pressure down here holding up this candle. So therefore, there's a great chance that price could still continue to go up to fill this week and possibly even continue to go up further. So the first move that I'm seeing already is that I would want to take a buy to fill this candle wick. The only hope is that the market don't do something ridiculous and starts to push up too early. Because what I would want is I'd want for price to come down first and then start to fill the wick. Right? So that is what I would want to see. I wouldn't want it to start to push up first. But once I see it start coming down to about here, I would then want to see it start pushing up and then start to fill this wick. And this would be a nice move, right? So let's look at the lower time frames now to see what areas we could be looking at for price to actually come down to and actually move. So therefore, we're looking at this area right now. So this is great market structure, to be honest. Like, this is ideal for us, right? So what we want to do is we want to see price actually come down into this area and then push up. So we want to see price come down here, somewhere down here, possibly even tap on the EMA and then push up, right? And so this is giving us even more confluence for price to actually look something like this. So would I want to see something like this? So boom. And then boom. And then start to push up and fill back this entire week, right? And then hopefully it gives us an even bigger push to come to the upside here and then give us a top wick up here. So this move currently is what we're looking at, could be the move that plays out GJ this week. And the move then also confirms by us seeing this right here. So we'll show you. By us seeing this trend line actually being broken. Right? So right off the bat, we have a trend line that is broken right here. And so here would be an ideal retest for price to come back into, for a retest right here, and then start to push up. So ideally, that is what we'd want to see. We would want to see price start to come down a little and see if we can get a trade somewhere in this area right here for it to push up. Right? That's based on the 1 hour. Now we can go to the lower time frames and see if there are any possible fair value gaps. Like right here is a fair value gap right here. The only issue I'm having with this fair value gap is the fact that we already have it mitigated because something tapped into it already. Don't mean that it's not valid. But let's see if we can go to the lower time frame, see if there are any other fair value gaps. Like again, right here's a nice little fair value gap as well. Right? And then if we use our fib, does this line up with the, yeah? Or even if we start the fib, let's start the fib from right here. Even down here could be an area price could actually come back to. But this area right here is where we're looking for price to come back to, somewhere inside here. Let's see how the 5 minute look. Yeah, somewhere inside here will be ideal on this 15 minute. So you don't want to see price come, tap into here, and then start to push up. So I am bias. No, we will change that bias. However, if the market starts to open, starts to break down here, and then come back up here to retest, and then start to push back down. So the only way we're going to be looking for sells is if price breaks here, right? Breaks below this point, comes back and retests, so show signs of rejection here, and then we can take this trade from here to the downside. But for now, based on the indications that we're seeing, we want to see price come down, tap here, and then push up. So that is what we're looking for, right? And then also price could not even, it could be that price even goes so far. But ideally, that's where we want to see price do a nice pullback to grab some liquidity in this area and then push up. So that's what we're looking at when the market opens. Hopefully later in the evening, like probably like 8, 9 o'clock during Asian session, we can probably get a entry and see if we can actually take that trade. But we'll have to see how the market actually closes out. All right, everybody good? Everybody good? If you're good, just type a 7 in the chat. Shakur, what are your thoughts? Yo. Shakur, your thoughts, bro?
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh. Yeah, I agree with everything they said. I did talk a good while now, but
oh, I guess because
for some reason you couldn't hear me.
Oh, I'm not sure. All right, so Melford say yes. Big up DD. What going D? Big up yourself. 7. Everybody, remember to follow the Opinionated Chick on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm a G that is in me, so make sure you go over to our channel when you're done and just check her out. Marlon says 7, Melford says 7. All right, everybody good? So let's move on to the next pair. We're going to move on to Shakur's favorite pair, which is gold.
No.
Right, I'm right. Yo, bro, gold is a monster right now, bro. Gold is not slowing down. Gold is not slowing down. So here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing about gold, right? The thing about gold is that whenever the US market is uncertain, rich people tend to invest their money in gold. They don't invest in oil. They don't invest in anything else but silver and gold. So all of this move is because there's unsurety in the market, right? So gold has just been trending the fuck up. Like it has not been stopping. Like it's just going. Like every single day, literally has been a new all-time high on gold. Every single day, right? So gold is just not stopping right now. So I don't even know. And the thing is that it's very difficult to trade all-time highs because you don't know where price is gonna stop, because there's no rejection, there's no previous data to have an idea of where the price is gonna stop. So you have to understand that it's difficult to trade gold right now, to be honest with you. It's very difficult. Like, you only can be scalping, like straight scalp on gold, right? So you have to just look for scalp opportunities and take those trades. You get me? So yeah, so like for gold, like I don't even know where to start, guys, because there's no, like, even if we look at right here as an area where price broke out of recently, is it that price is gonna come back and retest here? Not so sure. Price broke out of here, it came back down. Price broke out of here, it didn't touch. So like gold is literally just all over the place right now, to be honest with you. So I would say we're still on an overall uptrend on gold, but I don't know where to take it. I really don't know. I really don't know. So the most I can say is that we can probably look for some sells to scalp, but I don't even know where the sells are going to come from. Like, even when I look at the lower time frame, there's no indication of even getting a sell, right? Because price is just moving in an upward direction. And the thing is that it's so volatile now, I don't even know if Trump going to say something or do something and then gold just start drop all the way and just die, you know. But let us then look at what is the trend and where are the opportunities. The reality is that the trend is going up, right? So where are the opportunities to take trades, right? So price broke right here. Price broke right here, came back, then it broke right here, came back. This is the high. All right, it came down here at some point. Let's use right there. So it retested here twice. Created this high right here. So let's look at this area right here now. Price push up, pull back, push up, pull back, push up, pull back, and was pushing up and stopped right here. Is it going to continue to push up, or is this another pullback right here? That is the question. So let's go to the lower time frames to see what else we can see. So based on the 15-minute, price could come up and tap here, right? Or price could start to reject and come back down here. So my thing is this: if price starts to reject, we would need to break this line right here and then retest this area and then come down to here. So that's one move, right? The next move is for price to come up here, come back down here, grab liquidity, and then start to push up. So those are the two moves for me. So the first move, price breaks into this zone, does a deep pullback, grabs liquidity, and then start to push up. Or the next move is for price to come down first, reject from here, and then start to push down. That's the only thing I can say, because on the higher time frames, there's no real structure. So I can't give you a move based off of the higher time frame. I can only give you a scalping move based off of the lower time frame, and the lower time frame can go either way. So it can come down or it can actually go up. So it just depends on how the market opens up and how it plays out. But these are the two scenarios that I'm looking at that you're possibly able to get some trades from. As you can see, these are the two areas right here that price is bouncing from. So you have here, here, it came down here, came down here. Now it's in this region. That's why I'm saying it can go up here or it can come back down here and then go up. I am leaning towards it coming back down first before going up. So that is what I would say is a possibility to happen. So as you can see, price still has a trend line, still in a trend line, still moving up. If it breaks the trend line, retest right here, this is where I'm saying that, you know, you could get a push down. But either way, guys, we're not looking for major moves on either side because we don't know where the market really is going to go. All right, so those are my two scenarios for gold. Your thoughts, Mr. Chakur?
As you said, when the US dollar uncertain, normally gold tend to go up, and I feel like just that's gonna happen now. So we just continue go up based on structure, based on everything we play out. I think it's going up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going up as well. But I believe that there might be a
pullback.
All right. Yeah, because here's the thing, right? It pushes up. It pushes up. It does a little range. Pushes up. Does a little range. Pushes up. Range. Pushes up. Range. Push up. Range. Like, I'm believing that this is the range right here. So don't be surprised if price actually come and grab liquidity all the way down here. Don't be surprised if it comes all the way down here before pushing up again. Right? So even though it's gonna go up more, there's no doubt about it, but is it possible for us to get some sells for it to come down to at least this point right here?
Yeah, because right now it actually look like it'll lose a little bit of
Momentum. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right? So
just have to watch and adapt.
Yeah, always adapt. So I would say, and then this previous 1 hour candle don't have any bottom wick either. So there's a great chance that price might come down. Tap into one of these two areas. 3220, 3212. And if it breaks all of this area down here, then 3190 is a huge possibility. Right? So yeah, guys, so we can always predict, but what we do in trading is we adapt. You might always want to say, oh yeah, man, gold is going to do this or GJ is going to do this. But at the end of the day, when the market plays out, it just try to jump on the wave wherever the wave is going. And as I always say, and I say it in the live, there's always buy and sell opportunities. So don't think that is only one way you're going to actually make money from the market. There's always buy and sell opportunities. Because look at this. If we should backtest, right, from right here, right, somebody might see this as a buy opportunity. So price goes up. Boom. That it's a take profit. And then somebody might look at a sell opportunity right here. So the market can play either way. But my thing is just look at the market, how you see the market, and enter the trade based on how you see it. Because I can tell you buys every day, but then sells could play out, right? But my overall bias is buys. But just like what Chakur said, for me, there's some momentum being lost. So price is not aggressive. It's like ranging right now. So I'm expecting that we might be getting some sells, Not too much, but we might be getting some sells on gold. So I would look for sells, especially if it starts to break this trend line and retest, then you could possibly take it all the way down here at these levels. So take profit 1, take profit 2, final TP. So these 3 levels right here for those who trade in gold. All right, everybody understand? Just drop a 7 in the chat if you copy. All right, 7's in the chat. Guys, just remember, please, if you're on the live right now, please just give me a thumbs up, please, and thanks. Really appreciate it. You don't know, we do this every Sunday for free. So the only thing I ask is that you just support your boy and give me a thumbs up. Next thing we're looking at is NAS100. All right. Yo, by the way, is there anybody else that you guys, any other traders that you guys know doing something like this on a Sunday? Or doing something like this where, you know, you break down the market live? Anybody know if any Jamaican traders that doing that?
I'm better than him doing.
All right, so D has a question. And D's question is, no bottom wick means what? Glad to help you out on that, D. So, let me see if I can illustrate it,
You know,
right?
I just did a type for respond to her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can explain it, right? So this is a candle, right, D? This is a candle, right? If you notice, most of the time, the candle as this is a bullish candle, or this is a bearish candle. The bearish candle typically opens up here, right? It goes up, and then it comes down, and then it comes back up and closes here, right? So this now becomes the body of the candle. This point is a top wick. And this point down here is a bottom wick. Right? And then this point here, this whole entire area here is called the body of the candle. Now, typically what we look at is we look at how the market moves. The reason why the market typically creates a top wick is because there's some orders that are up there that needs to be filled. But instead of the orders being filled, the market just pushed down without filling these orders. But guess what? These orders are still there to be filled, even though the market started to push down right away. So say for instance, this is the 1 hour candle, right? So say for instance, the 1 hour candle. And the market pushed down without filling these orders that were at the top. What is going to happen is all of these orders that the market did not fill from here to here, and then created a body here, these orders in this area leaves an imbalance. So therefore, this imbalance needs to be filled at some point. So when there's no top wick or no bottom wick, it means that there's an imbalance in the market and price needs to go and fill the imbalance. You get me? So because of that, we can now look at it as an opportunity to either buy or sell to fill the imbalance. I'll give you an example. If you look at this right here, this would be the perfect example. So as I said before, so imagine this candle right here. This point was where the previous day went and open. So this will be the open of the candle. This is a 4-hour candle. So this is the open of the candle. Then the candle went up here and then it came down and created this body. So this will be the close of the candle. And then this is as far as how this is the bottom wick right here. Now what happens is that when price opened up, it created a sharp move to the upside and then it came back down, which means that this area has a ton of orders that were not filled because of how fast it went down and came down here to create a body. So a lot of orders are here that are not filled. So what the next candle does is the next candle opens up and goes up. And again, as you can see, there are more orders here that are not filled. So it did try to fill the orders, but it never filled it completely. If you look at the next candle now, it went up and it started to fill the orders that were left. And then the next candle will fill it completely. So typically, whenever you see a candle that has a top wick like this, like a strong wick, there typically is a wick fill so that there can be a balance in the market. So right now, because of all the orders that were sitting up here, these orders now came in and filled all of this imbalance right here. So now the market is now balanced. Because remember, even though you have an uptrend, let me do this a different way. Even though you have an uptrend like this, the idea is that the market really wants to have the same thing happen to the downside. Sure. Let's go again. Yeah, so even though you have an uptrend like this, ideally the market wants to do the same thing on the other end. This is what you call a balanced market. The same amount of buyers, same amount of sellers. But sometimes what would happen is this. And then this would leave all of this area unbalanced. So even when price comes up, it still at some point have to come down here to balance back out the market. So this gives us an opportunity. When you see a wick like that, it gives us an opportunity to say, okay, there's a great chance that price is coming to fill the market. So we can take a sell up until the point where price started to actually move. So that is what we mean by there's no bottom wick or top wick created. So when there's no top wick or bottom wick, it means that there is imbalance. So for instance, now like a candle that has no top wick, like this. Let me give you a better example. All right, boom, like this, right? So this candle has no top wick. What you realize the next candle does, come and creates a top wick for this candle before pushing down. Same thing with this candle, no top wick, price opened up, created a top wick for the candle. So typically it's almost like a magnet, because most candles, if you notice how most candles look, each candle have a bottom wick and a top wick. So typically if you realize that a candle open up without a wick, there's a great chance that the next candle is going to go and create a wick for that candle. I hope I explain it clear. You guys understand? It don't matter if it's so Daniel asked, is this something that mainly applies to higher time frame? It don't matter the time frame. When you come on to trading, guys, there's no special time frame for anything, right? There's no special time frame. The way the market move on the 1 hour is the same way the market move on the 1 month. the 1 week, the 1 minute. You understand? The market moves the same way all the time. It don't matter the time frame. The only thing that we're looking at is the fact that if most candles have a wick, there's a great chance that a wick has to be created. Like for instance, this has a very small top wick. So what you see happen is that it can go down and then create this wick before actually pushing back down eventually. So those are the things that you need to look out for when you're trading. Is there a top wick? If there's no wick, is price going to fill that wick? It don't always happen. Like for instance, this has a small wick right here, but it don't mean that the next candle will actually do that. But you will see that at some point, there's a great chance that at some point price is going to tap into this area right here. So at some point, price is going to tap into this area, and then this is the imbalance that I was telling you about. So there's an imbalance right here between right here and right here. So therefore, there's a great chance that at some point we're going to see price tap into here and reject, just to create that top wick. Understand? Everybody clear? Let's drop a 7 for me if you're clear. If you want me to explain it again, let me know. Everybody clear? Everybody good? Drop a 7 in the chat if you're clear, please, so we can know you're good. All right, wicked. As you can see here, price has been on an uptrend, right? Price came down to here and rejected from this point. This is very interesting now, guys. I never realized this. I never realized that price actually did tap this area right here. This is interesting. This is very interesting. So price tap this area right here and shoot up. Market corrected itself, shoot up. We're on NAS100, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering. Let's look at market structure. Push, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back, push. Price was playing around, then it dropped. Push up, drop. And then it push up here. This level right here is important to know what price is going to do next. So the two scenarios is this, guys. If price breaks back above here and retest here, we're looking for buys. So this is the area that we don't want to see price clear. We need to see price clear above here, come back for a retest to take buys. Other than that, we could have a rejection from here for price to come back down into this area. As a matter of fact, the rejection can come even earlier. The rejection can start from right here and just start drop down. Let's see how the lower time frame looks. Price broke above this point, came back, retested it. So now this is the area that we need to be mindful of. So could it be that price comes up, starts to reject, and then pushes back down? That's a possibility. Or could it be that price actually comes here and then start to reject from early and drop down? So I'm looking at these two areas for sales. So 19,200 and 18,693. Those are the two areas I'm looking for. So I'm seeing NAS still selling. I think the NASDAQ is going to still sell. I'm not sold on buying yet until I see price come up here and start to push up. So buying would be above 20,000. We'd have to see buying going above 20,000 first, retest the 20,000 and then push up. But other than that, we can't take any buys yet because the market has not yet transitioned to completely bullish. As you can see, it's still trending down. And it's also below the 200 EMA. So the market is still trending down. So not until I see price break above 20,500 for it to come back into this region to push up, I'm thinking buys. I'm still thinking sells on NAS100. So sells on NAS100, guys. That's what I'm thinking. So from this point down, or from this point down. Those are my two areas of interest for us. Everybody good? Everybody understand? Let's drop a 7. What do you think, Chakor?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, so because this is still a major high. Price push down, create this lower high. So until it breaks these highs, we can't look for buys. We have to maintain that these highs are going to be respected. So price could come up here and then start to trend down. So on NAS, guys, we're still looking for sells. Still sell bias on NAS. And US30 is typically the same thing, the same exact layout on US30. The same, it's like US30 and NAS is mirroring each other. This price came down here, created this low, it pushed up a little bit, and then price came down, push up, break this high. But then to me, this is the major high right here. This high right here is the major high that price would need to break above to continue to push up. Other than that, these are the two highs that price need to break above for me to take buys. Other than that, I'm looking for sells from here or from here. So same thing on NAS, same thing on US30. GU, which is another pair I've been trading a lot recently. I tend to like how GU moves. I've been actually liking how GU moves. I never used to trade it, but
check GBP CAD. The setup looks sweet to me. Start from the weekly.
GDP CAD.
Yeah, GBP CAD.
I'm soon check it out. As you can see right now, on GU, price has been on an uptrend. Right. Rejected from here, it pushed down, and now it's back at here at this line, rejecting again. Multiple rejections from this zone right here. Multiple rejections right there. On the weekly candle, price push up, but it closed above this zone. I'm thinking that this is going for the highs up here, but we'll have to wait and see, because it did close below this zone, which means there's a great chance price is going to come tap down here and then possibly push up. So I'm still seeing price pushing up, especially after the previous week had such a strong bullish candle to break above here. So I'm expecting price to continue to push up. So you grab a wick down here and then continue to push up to here. So I'm looking for buys. So buys on GU. Above here, which should give you a nice 316 pips, whole lot of pips. So I'm looking for buys on GU, guys. That's where my mind is on GU. Let's look at the lower time frame to look at possible areas where price could reject from. On the 1 hour, 30 minutes. Price rejected from this fair value gap already. As you can see, price came back into the fair value gap and rejected. But where do we see price possibly coming down to? I don't like that one. Not so sure. I'm not so sure if price is going to come back too far, to be honest. Let's look at this mark as one of the marks that we can look at. I'm not so sure price is coming back all the way down there. Let's also look at this mark right here. The price could possibly come down to. Or price can just start move from right here. Maybe it just doesn't even go back down here. Maybe it just continues its momentum. Maybe it just continues its momentum and continue to move up. So price right here. Yeah, maybe this don't even come back down, guys. Maybe this just pushes up. But I'm seeing buys on here. I'm seeing buys on here. Yeah, buys for sure. There is a fair value gap right here on the 15-minute. Could be a point of interest, just in case price decides that it wants to come down first. That could be a point of interest. So this could be a POI. Possible POI right here. Other than that, I'm not so sure. Yeah, other than that, I'm not so sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I see. I see buys on GU guys. Where's that GBP CAD? Is GBP CAD is it right? Chakor?
Yeah, GBP CAD.
All right, let's see what going.
It a retest the zone there, weak rejection.
Yeah.
It looks sweet.
Let me see how the monthly look. I don't like how the monthly looks. The monthly throw me off. The monthly throw me off. Because, but then again, I'm thinking
because it closed engulfing bearish.
Yeah, it not close, you know. It don't close. It's just I'm thinking to myself, in 17 days, is this gonna flip and drive? Because if it don't flip and drive, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna stay in this area and just range in this area. When you see candles like this at this time of the month, it's either one of two things gonna happen. It's either going to pull back a little and then push down and close strong bearish, or well, three things gonna happen. It's gonna either push up a little bit and then push down and close strong bearish, or it's gonna actually flip. Sorry, it's gonna actually start to flip over and start to drive up, or it might just push up. It might just push up and then start range in this area for the rest of the month, and then push down and close back like this. So when I see a candle like this, it bothers me because I don't know what's gonna happen. So like if we look at the weekly now, even if the weekly, say for instance, the weekly open up and drop down here, I'm expecting like this weekly candle probably be like a doji candle, if anything. I don't see this weekly candle driving all the way up here. More likely, it's going to be a doji candle or a hammer. It's going to be something like this. And then the next week now, maybe it's something like this. Maybe it looks something like this. And then it closed that way. But for me to be convinced that it's going to go buys, I would have already had seen this candle already at this time of the month. And it wouldn't have started to break the lows of this previous monthly candle.
What me did I look on my initially see was it rejecting that area with the wick. As you said, the time.
Yeah. So it's a nice rejection, but in 17 days, right? This is the close of the week. I am only seeing, like, for it to, just think about it, for a candle to power up here, it have to be a strong ass bullish candle. Not saying it's impossible to happen, but what is the likelihood of a one bullish candle looking like this for this week? You get what I say?
Yeah.
It's just like if you look at this move. What you see first? A small green candle, and then the other green candles then fill, right? Same thing right here. See this move? You have a small green candle, then the rest of the green candle then fill up back. So if you have a strong, look at this again. Strong candle, smaller green candles. So for it to reverse, you have to have a candle that stops the momentum of the candle. Either that, or this is something like this is going to happen, where you have the strong candle and then the next candle is going to be a next strong candle again. So I'm leaning towards this candle. I'm leaning towards this happening, where price creates a wick right here to the top and then continues to push down. I'm leaning more towards that happening, to be honest with you. Because unless price creates a wick down here and then creates a hammer or a doji candle in this area, and then the next week candle will start to push up. And even that next week candle, I don't think it's going to have enough momentum to close above right here. Unless like some drastic news happening in Europe. So even right here could be where the candle come down to, back into this area. So this move could be something like this. Come back into here and then start to do something like this. You get what I said? But I'm not 100% convinced that it's just gonna bounce up. It's possible. Don't get me wrong. It's very possible. But it's very possible though, bro. Because this could just be a nice retest for price to push up. But I just don't think that the push up going to happen this week. So it'll be a retest of this zone right here, right? That's what you're looking at, right? You. Oh, you jump out. Y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, when you did say you did show the arrows them going down, I don't think that will happen because the market in a nice uptrend. So
uptrend.
So just things it will go down this like, I'm gonna see. I mean it can make a deeper pullback, but I'm gonna see it going down too far.
I don't know, bro. Like this setup to me. Boy, I don't know, bro. This setup
Which
to
time
me.
frame this?
This is the 3-month time frame.
I mean, it looks sketchy as well still.
Yeah. So, man, I say, because this is going on a downtrend overall. Watch this. Boom, boom, boom. Then it creates an even low. It creates a lower low right here. This is probably just a liquidity grab for price to continue to push down. So that's what I say. When I see the candle look like this, I'm sketchy about if it's gonna go up, bro. Because this would have to mean that this candle would need to flip and drive. Not impossible, you know. As a matter of fact, if this is the 3-month timeline,
it looked like the previous candle. The previous candle looked like that's it did though.
Yeah, like it does. Yeah, like it come down, and then it flip and drive up. So it possibly no, it's very possible. It's very possible. To be honest with you, it's very possible. Just looking at 3-month timeline now, it can flip and drive in 2 months, to be honest. And if you look at the 3-month candle, it has not broken the low of the opening price of the 3-month candle. So it could actually flip and drive. So it's possible same way, bro. It's very much possible. I just don't think it's gonna happen this month. I believe it's gonna be slow before it push up. I don't think it's gonna push up right away. I think the weekly candle, I go create a doji or a hammer candle. I go create something like this before pushing up. I don't see just pushing all the way up like that. I don't see it, honestly. But I see where buys are possible, especially with the fact that it closed above the range. So if price opens up and grab the wick first, then you could possibly look for the buys to come back up. But you probably won't get your trade until next week for the buys.
Yes.
And then this daily candle look good still for your scalp. It's a nice like a scalp right to you know. And if it does come up for your scalp, believe me, it'll go down back. If it come up here so first, it'll go stop right there and it'll come down back. But it's so good for your scalp for real though. Look good for your wick fill. We want to see price come back down into this area right here. So this will be our point of interest. So I want to see price come down inside here and start to reject and push up back and fill this wick right here. So that's something I want to see. That would be a nice trade for tomorrow. Based on how the daily candle close, a nice cycle. Probably even this too far. Probably even that too far. Open up, tap the blue line. Let me see if I can get a better. Yeah. Take out some sell side liquidity right there. So it break structure above right there. So it breaks structure right there to the upside. It grabs some sell side liquidity. This looked like it could be pushing up earlier than even we thought. Because it came down, created a high, broke structure, grab some sell side liquidity right here, which is a higher low, to possibly create a higher high, then come back and retest this area. And then after it retests this area, then push up back here. So you can either take an early entry when price open up for a long to right here, or you can wait until the price break above there, pull back, and then probably take an entry for the wick fill right there. So those are the two scenarios I'm thinking. So I would say buys, scalp buys on on this pair. GBP CAD. How am I add that something again? How am I add this to my watch list?
Press the plus over, yeah, and then you type it in. Yo, you know how to set your candles them so when market, market normally open and then there's this big gap. You know how to get rid of that?
No. Me love see the gap in bro.
I hate it.
Me love see the gap because that means I might come fill the gap in some way. So I don't mind see the gap. But I don't know for that. I don't know if remove that. Anybody in the chat know how to do that? No, I'm not sure for that, bro. All right, I'm gonna chat going with how do you? All right, so Milton asked, how do you know a fair value gap and what is it? So pretty much, Milton, a fair value gap, again, as I was talking to D earlier, is just imbalance in the market, right? Price has to balance out some way, somehow. So, like for instance, right? Whenever the market movers move the market, so whenever the institutions move the market, they tend to move the market very aggressively. So you're going to see a strong candle like this whenever institutions move the market, right? So whenever the institutions move the market, them leave what you call an imbalance in the market, and price has to come back and fill that imbalance at some point. So you have this candle right here, and you have this strong candle to the upside, followed by a next candle. So with a fair value gap, you're going to realize that the gap between the wick, the bottom wick of the third candle, to the top wick of the first candle, right here, leaves what we call a fair value gap. So this is your fair value gap, FVG, right? You typically map your fair value gap from the wick of the first candle. Is typically 3 candles I use. The wick of the first candle, the top wick of the first candle, to the bottom wick of the third candle, which means that all of this right here is an imbalance. There's an imbalance in this area right here, which means that there's a great chance, not all the time, but there's a great chance that price is going to come and pull back into this area before pushing back out. Because one, the market movers was so heavy bullish that it left a gap, and two, it signals that there are more buyers in the market right here. So if the market end up coming back into the area, just think about this as like a bounce about or a trampoline. As soon as it hit back this area right here, where there's a lot of buyers in the market, there's a great chance it's just going to shoot up back. So you have this fair value gap, and then you wait for price to actually drop into the fair value gap. And we just wait, and then boom. Price is in the fair value gap. Now you can possibly take an entry right here. Your stop loss below the fair value gap, and you can target, say, a 1, 2, 3. Right? And then you're going to see that price actually just starts to move away right away like a trampoline, as I said before. Right? So price bounced twice into this fair value gap and push up. Same thing happened here as well. As you can see, there's a next fair value gap right here where price pushed up and left a gap. Price tap into that fair value gap, and does it continue? It pushes up, right? Well, this would have been the right fair value gap right here, this one. So as you can see, if you are trading this, you just say, all right, you're waiting for price to come in. As soon as price come in and start to show signs of rejection from that point, you know that there's a possibility that this is now your fair value gap that you can enter from, and you can target whatever. So you look for areas where they're imbalanced, but also this is also a fair value gap right here to the sell side. So there's a great chance that price could react in that area as well, which it doesn't, but typically that is what would happen. So as you can see, so much time price rejected from this area until it actually went through, and price actually rejected from this area right here, which is another fair value gap. Well, this has no wicks, so we'll only use that one. Let's see. This is a fair value gap. This is what you call an inverted fair value gap as well. So there's a great chance that if price tap back into here, it's going to push down. Well, it pushed down a little bit in that area. But you get the gist, right? So it's any point that the wick of the previous of the first candle, so you drop box from the wick of the first candle to the wick of the third candle. And then you wait for price to come into that area to fill the imbalance. Right? And once price typically reaches into that area, it actually rejects from it. Unless like this now, the market is ranging, you can't really use fair value gap because of the ranging market. But you get the idea, right? Let me know if you understand, bro. This is another fair value gap right here where the market moved from. So you can just go through the charts and look for gaps in the market. So typically you have a small candle followed by a strong candle followed by a next small candle like this, and then you just map it out. Price come back in and just push up. This is the next fair value gap right here. So if you were trading, you'd have wait until price come back into the fair value gap, and then boom, price will start bounce off. Right? So it's just added confluence as well, because you don't trade on the fair value gap. What you do is just use fair value gap as an idea as to where it could enter your market from. Just be an entry idea of where it could probably take a trade from. Right? Here's another one right here. So the wick to the wick, as you realize, as soon as price tap in, it just shoots down. So a lot of persons will actually see something like this and do like a sell limit. And as soon as price tap in, it tap them in the trade and it just move. Because typically with a fair value gap, it moves really quick out of the box. So as you can see, price tap in and the next candle price just push out. So you'd have to be pretty quick when you're executing a fair value gap move. All right, peeps. I think that's it for the day, guys. Been on here for 103 minutes, which is almost an hour and a half. So you don't know, another Sunday chart breakdown in the books. I appreciate you guys for chilling with me. Just to go do a quick recap of what we're looking at. Looking at some buys for GJ. Looking at some possible sells or buys for gold. NAS, looking for sells, I believe. We're looking for sells on NAS. Yeah. Looking for sells on NAS. Looking for sells on NAS. Looking for sells on US30. Looking for... What are we looking for? Looking for, was it sells or buys? Looking for buys on, or was it sell? What did we say about this again? Yeah, looking for buys on GBP USD. And we're looking for some buys on GBP CAD as well. So buys would look something like this. possibility. And if it breaks above there, then this will be this next area that we can target. And if it breaks above there, then we can target these highs. I highly doubt it, but it's very possible. It's very possible to get there. But more likely it's going to probably range a little bit. I just have a feeling it's going to range, but we'll see. All right, guys. So again, thank you guys for chilling. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Please give me a thumbs up on the video. I appreciate having you guys here. Thanks a lot for chilling with me. And I look forward to seeing you guys in this week. We're going to be doing some live trading this week to see if we can catch some trades. So if you haven't yet, please to join the free Learn and Earn community, or not Learn and Earn community, the free group, or you can join the Learn and Earn community where I give you the exact trades I'm taking. And also we have multiple sessions during the week to help you guys with your trading. All right, the link is in the chat, or the link is in the description, so you can always just tap into that. All right, Shakur, you good?
Yeah, man.
All right, my thing. All right, everybody else, big up on yourself. Thanks for the love. I don't know. We'll link next time. All right, peace.